If you don't come from a wealthy home, at least let a wealthy home come from you. A day-to-day activity, a lot of people are filled with excuses, passing blame on to the society, the people around them, the family background they came out from. Oh, you're lucky, you're privileged. It's not because your parents are rich, your parents are wealthy. What about those who are orphans, who walk their way through to stardom? What about those who didn't have anyone to support them but gave their all to make sure they become somebody? What about those who saw that failure, poverty was not an option? A man was asked the question one time, what was that stirred you up to success? What propagated you to say to yourself, like, I'm not going to remain here? He said to himself, poverty was his driving force. And this is the excuse that a lot of us give to ourselves, say to ourselves, I came from a poor background because there is no opportunity. Your kids are going to ask you years to come, Dad, Mom, where were you when others were working hard to become somebody? Because they are going to take up the statistics of a lot of successful people in the world and find that most of them never had a solid background. Most of them never came from a wealthy background, influential background, but somehow you just chose to remain at a standstill, depending and relying and thinking, okay, fine, I came from this place, so I don't think we can make it beyond this burden. You set a limit to yourself. You set a limit to what you can achieve. This is 2025 and this is January, and there is a lot more in stock waiting for you. So if you don't quit those excuses and take responsibility by responding to your ability, there are some things you may never attain. What makes a man extraordinary is the little extra that he adds to what he does. You are a businessman. What will make you stand out? What is your selling point? What is your unique point? What would you do differently? A lot of people are doing what you do. How can you put innovation to what you do or what is out there? How can you improve on yourself and make yourself sought after in the market space? Or you are a woman, you are a wife, you are a mother. How can you be different? What training would you give your children differently? Those things you never got from your family. Fine. We understand a lot of us, our parents never even told us, I love you, I'm proud of you. It seems strange in their mouth when they say so, but you don't have to follow that status quo. Break the chain and be a wonderful parent to your kids. So quit those excuses. My parent never told me that. And the same thing, you just want to follow the pattern, the same pattern to raising your own kids. And you think, would there be any difference? Except that child wakes up on his or her own and say, I am taking this route. I'm not taking the same route that you took as my parents. Challenge yourself this year, 2025. The world is becoming something else. And if you don't get a ground for yourself, it might be too slippery for you to stand on. And you don't want to fall unexpectedly. You want to know where you're standing. You want to excel in that field of yours, in that business of yours. You're a fashion designer, you are a stylist. There are several other people who do the same thing that you do, but you must stand out in yours. And this is where grace comes in. Yes, have what you are, but don't take God out of the equation. Out of the journey of your life, your business, your career, your education. Never ever take God out of the equation, because you might come from a good background and everything, but opportunity will come knocking. If you are not prepared for it, then you'd miss it. And sometimes it comes once in a lifetime, or maybe another lifetime. So quit those complaints, quit those murmuring, quit those excuses. I didn't come from a good background. My family are poor. We are just managing. I had to drop out. Mark Zuckerberg, a lot of people dropped out. Oprah Winfrey didn't have a solid education like you, but those people were making waves. And that is them, but what about you? What about you? Ask yourself, what about me? What am I bringing to the table? If you don't have anything to offer, get ready to suffer, because the world is waiting for people who have solutions in their hands. So what solution are you bringing to the table? Else in a short while, you'll be irrelevant. Even a product that does not keep improving on itself, on its branding, on everything that makes it unique in the market space, one day, just an underdog will come from nowhere and sweep your product out, because it's going to make something better than your product. So you have to see way ahead. You may not be married yet, but plan ahead, prepare ahead. What if kids come? How do we sort these? How do we sort that? You don't only think about the present. The present and tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. As a matter of fact, today was the tomorrow we talked about yesterday. So just prepare and maximize your today. And keep your damn mouth shut from every form of excuses that may arise. There is no time. No time for anyone. A time wasted is a life wasted. The future is not far. The future is but an extension of today. What would your excuse be tomorrow? The regret that you never took advantage of the opportunities that came yesterday. I remember while I was much younger, I think I was in the basic school, primary school, and a friend of mine would always say, "Mata, let me teach you how to make these beats." And I'll be like, "See, I'm not cutting for this. This is not just, I just want to be a career woman, sit on a round chair, roll here, 360, the AC blowing on a suit, on a corporate sector, as a banker or an accountant." Years to come. Listen, if we can predict the future, if we could predict the future several years back, I'm sure there are a lot of things, there are a lot of courses we wouldn't study, there are a lot of decisions we wouldn't make, there are a lot of opportunities that we would never try to miss. But there is a second chance for every one of us. If you're listening to this, there is a second chance. This is Motivational TV. Oh, I'm sorry for not introducing myself, and I just like to go straight to the point. If you like what I talk about, kindly do well to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment behind. I am sure this impacts you a lot. Okay, so like I was saying, if you don't come from a wealthy background, make a wealthy background come out from you. And if you're opportune, privileged to be sent to the university, but your parents have tried, they can't extend beyond that. At least they tried. What would you give to your kids? What would you give to the next generation after you? Would they look at you and say, "Dad, I'm proud of you"? Or would they look at you and say, "Mom, Dad, I am so disappointed in you. When you knew you weren't prepared to have me, why did you give birth to me?" You don't want that regret. Nah. Complaints, excuses would not change anything. They will only compound the situation that you are in, and you don't want that. So this 2025, set your goals, make them actionable, make them precise, concise, easy to break down, and easy to navigate. Don't make it too complex. Sometimes you see it and you just cannot, is this even possible? Make it achievable. Okay, break them down. Your relationships, be calm down. Don't make mistakes so your kids won't say, "Single mother, how did you do it?" And I'm not talking about those single mothers who are strong, as a result of whatever thing. You guys are wonderful. But just be prepared. Way ahead. This is why I come to the end of this video. I'm very sure you were impacted and you learned something. If you forget every other thing, remember this. If you don't come from a wealthy home, do make a wealthy home begin with you. Let it change begin with you. Have a beautiful day ahead. Bye.